everybody, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Amanda and today I'm going to show you this stamp set and it's called Wild About Flowers. I absolutely love this stamp set. I was playing with it the other night and I really got carried away and I made quite a lot of cards using it. It's very, very versatile. You've got lots of lovely sentiments but you can also use it non-specific. So and it's also a two-step stamp, which means you stamp the greenery first and then you add the correct flower head. And if I just show you, you might not be able to see, but inside they are numbered so that you know which flower head goes with which stem. Okay? And it gives for a lovely, lovely effect. Now, I'm going to be using this one here and this one here. And these flowers that to me look like poppies and these that to me look a little bit like a thistle. So that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to use Rich Razzleberry from a card base. Let me just zoom out slightly. Rich Razzleberry, and then I've got some of the Whisper White here. And this is the thicker weight of Whisper White, which I've actually just got in my last order, and I have to say it is really lovely. There are two thicknesses of Whisper White. If you look in the catalogue, the lighter weight one is more smoother and it's the same weight as the other cardstock, as say this one, but it's been compressed almost. It's gone through an extra process of rollering to make it smooth to give you an optimum surface for stamping. Yeah, check that out. Sound like I've swallowed a marketing manual. So I'm using the thicker weight today, just because I can, because I've got it. I'm going to cut my card base live on air and hope that I don't do it all wrong. Now, we're going to go on the short side here. This is an A4 sheet in the UK. I'm not sure about American measurements. I think your sizes are slightly different, but it's A4. So I'm cutting it at 8 inches, which just cuts a sliver off. And I'm going to save that because I don't waste out. And then we turn it on the long side and we cut at 5 3/4. 5 3/4. And that way you're getting 2 card bases out of an A4. Now that might sound like child's play to a lot of paper crafters, but if you're new to paper crafting, I remember the first time I was like, how on earth do you get 2 card bases out of an A4, please? And I must have cut it wrong for about, you know, I must have wasted sheets and sheets of cardstock because I just didn't get it. Now we're going to score at 4. With the score blade and fold to make our card. Ta-da! So then we get the Whisper White. Let me just give that a bit of a extra squeeze because it's quite thick cardstock. There we go. I shouldn't have that bone folder on film. Sorry, I don't know where my Stampin' Up one is. So I'm going to cut my matting layer, and I'm also going to cut an internal layer because it's dark cardstock. I want to be able to write on it, so I'm going to cut an insert. So we want it 5 1/2. So I'm cutting 5 1/2 on the short side. I can use that for sentiments. 5 1/2 by 3 3/4, and we want 2 of these. 3 3/4. So I've already cut my, so 3 3/4. Move it up, cut another one at 3 3/4. Okay. And then we can put that away. And I'm going to immediately attach my insert using Fast Fuse, which will go inside for writing on. And then we can put that to one side because this is for stamping. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment first. In fact, I'm going to stamp it on a smaller scrap than that. And I'm going to use this one here, which says, "May the very best life holds for you be yours in the days and years ahead." It's a nice one, and it's quite sort of non-specific, you know, if you just want to send somebody a card to say thank you or whatever. So I need a block for that now. So I'm just going to turn it over, line it up on my grid paper so I can get it straight, and I'm going to use my long block, which is awesome for sentiments, and this is block H. I'm using, where's my ink? Where's my ink gone? Oh, there it is. Memento Tuxedo. For this, let me just move that up. Which is quickly drying out. I'll just stamp that there. Give it a bit of a press, put my lid on that. Ta-da! Oh, I like that. Isn't that a pretty sentiment? Now, I have figured that it just about fits in this decorative label punch, or is it Elegant Labels? I always forget the name of this punch. I need to write it on the actual punch. I'm just going to do it up. No, I'm not. Made it awkward for myself now because it's the other way around. But it does just fit because I've done it before. You put that M there and the D's in there. There we go. Straighten it a bit and punch. So it does just fit. And then I'm going to do the trick of just layering up the same card as what the base is in. So I'll just leave those there to dry a minute, and then we'll start on our stamping. Woohoo! So I'm going to start with the, which one am I starting with? This one. I've already layered it on my block, and it's this one here, and it goes with the little fluffy looking flowers. And I'm starting the greenery off with Pear Pizzazz. I'm just going to ink that up. I'm going to start at the top. There we go. And I'm going to do several stems of this one, and then I'm going to layer another one over, kind of over the top. So that's why I'm starting with a lighter colour ink, and then on the next one I'll use a darker green ink so that it goes over the top. So you've got layers. I'll put that one there, like so. And then I can remove that from my block. This is where you've got to be careful if you don't have loads of blocks, because you're going to get ink on you. Let's just move that out of the way. I'm bringing in this one here. Just give my block a wipe. Got a lot of ink on it. Put that stamp straight. Put my Pear Pizzazz away. I'm just going to wipe my fingers, because from experience of making this card, because you're chopping and changing your stems and your colours, you get a lot of ink on your hands and you don't want to transfer it onto your card, so be careful. Oh, actually I need to do my flower heads first. So I'm using this flower head here, and I'm going to use Wisteria Wonder, which is a beautiful colour. And if you stamp it direct, it's a lovely deep purple, and if you do it where you stamp off and then stamp, you get a lighter lilac-y colour. It's awesome, I love it. We're not stamping off, we're just going straight on, and you just line your flowers up with the buds. I'm in shot. Like so. And you get a lovely, lovely effect like that, see? It's ever so pretty. I hope you can see really well. Till I zoom in slightly. Oop. Let me just zoom in. I'll just need to adjust my... I'll need to adjust my focus, I think. Let me just adjust my focus. If it'll let me. Focus. And manual focus. There we go. There we go. We don't want it going all funny because I've moved it closer. Okay, that one wants a little head on it there. Okay, now we're going to put some more on. You soon figure out where your flower heads are meant to be, and it gets easier to line them up. And there. Okay, like so. So that's that one done, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some extra flowers at random here. You don't have to keep them all on the buds if you don't want. It still works because I've done quite a few of these cards, which I'll show you in a minute. So now I'm going in with garden green, and I'm going in with this stem here. Because it's darker, it will layer over the top of what I've just done, and then you're going to get a layered look. Okay, so I'm going to do that one there. Doesn't matter if I'm going over the top of something I've already done, because it will still show through slightly in the background. So one there. And we'll have one there. There we go. One there. Yeah. Fill in some of that white. And we'll have one there. And that's that one. Move that block out of the way. So then I'm going to come in with the flower heads that the stamp set tells me goes with it, because they're numbered, like I've said, and it's this one. It's a 3-headed. To me they look like poppies, and I'm going to use rich raspberry again because it's a nice dark colour. It will cover over and it will layer on the top of what I've already done. So just think about which colours to use, and use your lighter ones on your first layer. I've got quite a lot of ink on there, and your darker ones on your second layer. Now try and layer this up. I'll start at the bottom. I'm not even too worried if they don't line up absolutely perfect, because it really doesn't matter. Look at that, beautiful. It's a really, really pretty stamp set. Very underrated, very underused. I've not seen loads of projects using this stamp set. There we go. And then I'm just going to, even though there's no stalks to match, I'm just going to stamp there as well. And just off of the corner, like that. Let's move that before I get absolutely covered from head to foot in ink. Okay, I'll just give that a second to dry, and I'll do my sentiment. I'm going to layer it onto dimensionals so that it looks pretty. Get off. They stick to you, these, like static, the backs of the dimensionals. So I'm just going to layer that just off like that. Even though they're the same size, then you still get a nice effect. And then just, is that dry? I don't want that to print on my white cardstock, else I'm going to be well annoyed. I'm going to use dimensionals, as it just gives a bit more of a luxurious look than doing it flat. When I do cards that I know I'm sending en masse, I don't use dimensionals because I don't want them to cost me extra in the post. But every now and again, I'll go a bit mad with dimensionals, and I'll go all out. Get off. There we go. Nearly done. Not far off now. It is an absolutely beautiful stamp set. And I'll show you some more cards that I've made with it in a minute. If you're still with me, if you've stuck by me. There we go. And then we just do our sentiment on a couple more. This would make a nice class if you're a demonstrator and you're watching. This makes a nice class to get ladies to think about using their inks and layering. I'll put that there like so. And there you go, you've got a really, really, really beautiful card. And as I say, it did go a bit mad. And I did make quite a few. So there's another. And there's another. And I used a different sentiment from a different set. I'm just going to zoom out slightly. I can't for life in me remember where I got that sentiment from now. I'll put it on my blog. If you go and check on my blog, I'll find out and I'll have put it there. And as you can see here, I've used different colour cardstock to pick up the colours in the flowers. There's another one. And this one's one of my favourites. I've used the same flowers but in two different colours. And we've got the sweet sugar plum and the sweet sugar plum background. That one's just totally Wisteria Wonder. That one's totally real red and Pear Pizzazz. To me that just looks like a field of poppies. On the real red cardstock it looks absolutely stunning. And then this is Cherry Cobbler with the third stem, which is almost like a ferny kind of stem. And on these I did put paper inserts so that they could be used as notelets. So there you go. I did rather go quite wild about this stamp set, Wild About Flowers. If you haven't got that in your collection, you need it. Go and get it and have some fun stamping and getting inky. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it gives you some inspiration and I hope you'll try this stamp set. All my links are below. Thanks for watching and bye for now.